Welcome to the Pastie Tapes, a burlesque podcast by Show My More. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to the Pastie Tapes. I am your host, Show My More, the steamiest Asian dumpling. And today we are talking about the Burlesque Hall of Fame Weekender. I have a couple episodes lined up for you that are a pre-BHoF kind of time capsule. I'm chatting with people who are attending, people who are performing or competing, and people who have attended who have some nice advice for us. So we'll have a few episodes that are pre-BHoF, even though they might air post-BHoF. We will see what happens. Today, my guest is Camille Leon. Camille has been a member of the Chicago burlesque scene since 2013, starting as a company member with Kiss Kiss Cabaret. She's also featured at Jeezy's Juke Joint and the Vertical Sideshow, and has headlined the Wisconsin Burlesque Festival. In 2016, she debuted at the Burlesque Hall of Fame in the Movers, Shakers, and Innovators Showcase. In 2019, she and her business partner, Willie LeCue, opened the Chicago Academy of Burlesque. I manage the social media for the Chicago Academy of Burlesque, so all of those posts and silly captions are from me. Today, we are chatting about her Burlesque Hall of Fame experience, and this year she is rooming with not one, but two 2019 performers. We are recording at the Chicago Academy of Burlesque, so you might hear some of Willie LeCue's class in the background. Here's my interview with Camille Leon. Camille, tell me about your room at BHoF this year, and tell me how many times you've attended BHoF before this.
So this is my fourth time. I just told you. How can I not remember? It's my fourth time doing BHoF, going and attending. I'm excited because I'm rooming with Camille Leon and Dahlia Fatale. So it's going to be a lot in that one room.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that was the same situation I was in when I competed, or not competed, but when I performed in 2016, and Gia Lady was competing. So we were sharing a room, and I performed Thursday and she performed Saturday. So it was a lot of energy in one space. And this is going to be that same kind of energy, but with two other people in the same room.
So you have someone who's performing on Thursday, Camille Leon, who's a great performer, and then you have Dahlia, who's also a great performer, who's like competing. What energy do you think you will contribute to the room?
My plan is a silent, very chill, like very calming energy. That's not my jam. I tend to not be that way naturally, but I'm hoping that I can just be a what do you need? You want a sandwich? You want me to go get you some food? Do you need booze? What do you need? My plan is just to try to be as supportive as possible, because I know when I performed it was a lot of and also give them a lot of space. Mm-hmm. Because the day I performed, I got up, I went to tech, I went to the pool for an hour, realized I felt not great. I was I don't want to be around people. I need to be alone. And I was super stressed out because I realized I'd had the wrong shoes with me for the show. I had two pairs of gold shoes, one that was a rehearsal pair I'd wear to class, and then one that was my actual pair for the show. I left my actual pair at home, so all I had was this rehearsal pair that was super slippery and an inch shorter than I thought, than what I rehearsed with. And I was like, holy shit, what am I gonna do? And they were not rhinestoned, so I literally went to the TGI Fridays. I got myself a truffle burger and fries. Yum. I went back to my room. I watched Judge Judy and ate a truffle burger and then rhinestoned my shoes. And then I did that until my call at 6 p.m. And then I went downstairs and went and did the show.
So hours before the show, the glue was just drying.
Yes.
The glue was just drying by the time we
And at that point I was still using E6000 without a mask because I was a dumb person.
In a hotel room.
In a hotel room with no ventilation at all. I made bad choices.
That's okay.
But it's okay. I made it through.
As someone who's been on the big stage, what love and advice do you have for people who might be stepping on that for the first time?
I would say, don't try to fill the space physically. Try to fill the space emotionally and energy-wise. Because when I did my tech, I literally ran around the stage like the road runner because I just felt like I needed to fill the stage. And the nice thing was that by doing that, by the time I was done with my tech, I was out of breath and felt terrible. And I was like, cool, glad I got that out of my system. Now I'm not going to do that again. Lesson learned. And so what I did was I looked at the stage like while I was on it before I got off, and I plotted what the angle would look like. Like if I were to perform this on a stage that was half the size, what is the width and angle of that stage? And then that is the area that I played in. So I looked at like the aisles and then just tried to mark out in my mind, like this is the amount of space that I'm physically gonna fill. And then I just have to use my energy to push past that. And then also like, don't be afraid to not talk to anyone and go away. Like,
how was that for you?
Because that was really hard because I like to talk to people and I like to be social, and we were all hanging out by the pool.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I have way too much frenetic energy, and I just felt like I wasn't any, it's terrible because what I was thinking was, I'm not any fun to be around because I'm like so emotionally messed up right now because
like
I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm too serious and whatever. So I don't think anyone wants to be around me. So I'm just going to sequester myself in a room with a truffle burger.
Oh my God, that sounds like, I mean, I know that you had to do that out of necessity to Rhinestone, to Judge Judy. Camille, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with me. It is such a joy to work with you. If you want to follow Camille Leon across the internet, you can find her at Camille Leon Burlesque on Instagram, at Camille Leon on Twitter, and you can find her on Facebook. To follow the Chicago Academy of Burlesque, we are at chicagoacademyofburlesque.com. You can see all of our fabulous instructors and the classes we're offering to the Chicago community. You can also follow us on Instagram at Chicago Academy of Burlesque. Now let's hear from the other side of Camille's room. I have on the line Dahlia Fatale. She is competing in the Best Debut category. She is a total badass performer, such a sweetheart, and also a Chicago Academy of Burlesque instructor, where you can find her every Tuesday with her stretch and strength class. Here are some words from Dahlia Fatale.
Hey, Shomai, it's Dahlia Fatale. I am calling you about all of the BHoF questions. I am so excited that you're going to be there, and I totally feel you on the excitement and the nervousness. It's a major tornado of all of the feelings, and I feel like that's a good thing. Some days I'm definitely like super, super pumped and it's going to be so great. And some days I definitely want to just like crawl in a hole and maybe not go to Vegas. But it's going to be so much fun, and I'm so excited to see everyone. I can't even, like, look at the roster and say I want to see this person, and this person, because literally every human who's going to be on that stage is somebody I'm very excited to see. So it's going to be a super wild weekend. This is my second time going to BHoF, and the first time I learned two things that I feel like everybody should know, and they seem really simple, but they're not. Number one is carry around a water bottle. Surprise, we're in the desert, and it's dry, and it's so dry, and you don't even think about water until it's way too late. So carry around a water bottle or always be thinking about water. And number two is don't be afraid to take naps. FOMO is super real. You don't want to miss out on anything. There's so much going on all the time, but so much happens during the nightlife. And if you burn out by Friday, then you're going to be real sad Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So don't be afraid to, like, go hide for a while and take a nap and then come back out and do all of the humaning. Talk to everybody, get to know all the people, which is something I'm going to be working on as well. It's a challenge, and I'm very excited to attempt it. So here we go. Let's go to Vegas. Bye.
Thank you so much, Dahlia, for calling in. I am so excited to cheer you on. Speaking of the Chicago burlesque scene, I have a quick word from Eva LaFava.
My name is Eva LaFava, and I am so excited to be here on the Pastie Tapes to tell you a little bit about Under the Gun Theater, a new space in Wrigleyville that's about to go through some big changes. Not only are we giving the entire theater a facelift, we've installed mirrors to create a rehearsal and practice space. We're going to be changing the name and changing a lot of different elements about the theater so that it's more conducive to burlesque, cabaret, and variety programming. We've already got some incredible shows lined up. We're partnering with groups like the Wild Side Pole Show, Boy Toys Pocket Cabaret, Rocks Geek, and Rocks Inferno. We've got new shows from Camille Leon, Bazooka Joe, Willie LeCue, and Lucky Stiff. and so much more. You can see a full lineup of all of the shows that are coming at underthegun.theater, and you can check out what the Chicago Academy of Burlesque is going to be doing with the space starting midway through June and going onward. So please come visit us, come see a show. We're so excited to start this new chapter in Chicago burlesque and variety history.
Continuing on with our pre-BHoF advice line, I have on the line a very fabulous performer, super funny, such a great person to spend time with, and the 2019 regional headliner at the Smoky Mountain Burlesque Festival. It is Dee Flowered from Georgia.
Hi, this is Dee Flowered. I'm a performer who's based in Georgia, and I am a BHoF regular. I've gone a few times, and I'm unfortunately unable to make it this year. But I do have advice for first-time performers that I don't hear very often, and is something I always tell people. I found this to be the case at my first year, and I've had many people tell me that it was the same for them in their first year. I always tell people to plan ahead, to have some downtime Saturday during the day. Like, give yourself a couple hours sometime during the day where you take a nap, have some quiet time, have some time alone with just maybe one friend to talk to, that kind of thing. Because for me, my first year, and I've watched this happen with others, that Saturday you've seen the Thursday night show, which is my personal favorite, the Movers, Shakers, and Innovators, which is always really exciting and really interesting work, and just some of the best work you'll ever see. And then you've seen the Friday night Legends show, which is amazing and emotional and so beautiful. And the first time everybody sees that, I mean, it's emotional for everybody every year, and exciting every year, but I think the first time you see it, it really hits home hard and really makes you just feel so overwhelmed with this history that you're a part of. So Saturday, before you go into the marathon long show that is the amazing pageant, it is really helpful to reflect, maybe have a cry, because I've found that to be the case with a lot of people. Sometimes Saturday afternoon you just burst into tears because it's so much, it's so wonderful, but it's so much, and you're just processing so much. And like really take some time to talk to someone else about everything that you've seen and everything that you're feeling, because it really helps recenter you, so that you can do the second half of the BHoF weekend. Anyway, that's my advice. I think it's good to include that in your schedule, and I hope that everyone has had a wonderful BHoF.
Thank you so much for calling in, Dee. I will make sure I take time for myself on Saturday. I'm already really nervous about that. I feel like I'm going to just be really, really tired by Saturday, and I don't want that to happen. So thank you for those words. I cannot wait to cross paths with you again, hopefully soon. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to The Pastie Tapes, a burlesque podcast by Show My More. This was one of our pre-BHoF episodes. I cannot wait to experience the Burlesque Hall of Fame Weekender for the first time this year. I will see you in Las Vegas. Please don't forget to dial in. Our number is 1-530-PASTIES. That is 1-530-PASTIES. 1-530-727-8437. Leave us some feedback. Give us a love note. Tell me about your pre-Burlesque Hall of Fame Weekender feelings, or if this happens to get to your earbuds after BHoF, tell me how you felt about it. I want to hear from you. You can also follow the Pastie Tapes across social media at the Pastie Tapes on Instagram and Twitter. And you can always drop me an email at thepastitapes@gmail.com. I am Show My More across all things on the internet. You can follow me anywhere at Show My More. Thank you so much again. I will talk to you soon. This is Show My More, the steamiest Asian dumpling with the Pastie Tapes.